at the newsstands. A wonderful Saturday morning in the city of Lagos. Today being June 12th, celebrated in Nigeria as the Democracy Day, a day celebrating an icon in the name of Abiola. You're welcome to this wonderful edition of Bison at the Newsstand. I have with me my wonderful and very intelligent reviewers with me. I have Mr. Samuel, Mr. Lucky, Mr. Matthew. I have Mr. David, and others are on their way. This morning, it is calm in Lagos. Everywhere looks so calm. Very few people are on the road. Maybe that is a reason. The reason because of the deployment of police in the southwest. Okay, let's move over to the newspaper headlines. This morning, we have the Daily Trust with me this morning. I have the Daily Trust with me this morning. Apprehension grips residents over planned protest. Apprehension grips residents over planned protest. Apprehension grips residents over planned protests. To recall that today has been designed by some civil societies as a day that young people will come out and protest against the government of the day. Panic buying in Lagos, Oyo as Arewa leaders express fear. Panic buying in Lagos State, Oyo State as Arewa leaders express fear. Security agencies embark on show of force in Kwara, Osun, Rivers. Security agencies embark on show of force in Kwara, Osun, Rivers. Calm in Ogun as IGP warns against violent protest. Calm in Ogun State as IGP warns against violent protest. Fears heighten over 2023 elections. Fear heighten over 2023 elections as insecurity tension threatens democratic gains. As insecurity tension threatens democratic gains. Students, staff vacate Zaria Poly quarters after gunmen kill one, abduct 8. Students and staff vacate Zaria Poly quarters after gunmen kill one, abduct 8. 51 killed in fresh Zamfara attacks. 51 killed in fresh Zamfara attacks. Igbo leaders kicks against secession, seek withdrawal of troops. Igbo leaders kick against secession, seek withdrawal of troops. As we recall this morning by 7, the president gave a democracy speech. We are going to be looking at the issues, what he touched on his speech. And some of the things that he talked about, he said I will swiftly and safely bring perpetrators to justice. That's from the things he has said this morning. I will swiftly and safely bring perpetrators to justice. I will put an end to growing insecurity in the country, especially the insurgency in the northeast. I will put an end to growing insecurity in the country, especially the insurgency in the northeast. We are addressing the two main underlying drivers of insecurity. We are addressing the two main underlying drivers of insecurity, mainly poverty and youth unemployment. The central bank policy interventions driving economic growth over the past 6 years are targeted to agriculture, infrastructure, power, and healthcare. The central bank has a policy that has been driving growth over the past 6 years in the economy, and this policy is targeted at agriculture, infrastructure, power, and healthcare sectors of the economy. The local production of rice, maize, cotton, and cassava, government financed 2.5 million smallholder farmers cultivating 3.2 million hectares of farmland, and has created 10 million direct and indirect jobs. I repeat, the government has financed 2.5 million farmers that has cultivated 3.2 million hectares of farmland and has created 10 million direct and indirect jobs. That is from the speech this morning. We have a social register of poor and vulnerable households identified over 700 local government areas, 8,723 wards, and 86,610 communities in the 36 states and the FCT. Our conditional cash transfer program has profited over 1.6 million poor and vulnerable households, comprising more than 8 million individuals. That is 10,000 per household have been given to over 8 million individuals. The Development Bank by the federal government has disbursed 324 billion in loans to more than 136,000 micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises through 40 participating financial institutions. 60% that has benefited are women, while 27% that has benefited are youth. Our infrastructure revolution continues with key projects attaining critical milestones. The second Niger Bridge, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Abuja Kaduna Zaria Kano Expressway. I have approved the establishment of capital structure of 15 trillion naira. Lagos Ibadan double track railway line has just been commissioned. Approval for 4 new seaports: the Lekki Deep Seaport, Bonny Deep Seaport, Ibom Deep Seaport, and Warri Deep Seaport. These are some of the things that we got from his address to Nigerians this morning, today being June 12th, signed as Democracy Day in Nigeria. Let's move over to our reviewers this morning. Have with me Mr. David. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Peter.
Good morning. Today is Democracy Day. Okay, that was a break in transmission. Now we are live once more. Okay, Mr. David, let's have you. Why is it that we are having people not coming out for the protests this morning?
You can see the situation on ground. Everybody is being scared. Everybody is being skeptical that most person might not know the outcome of what the protest might lead to. The fear, the government has created fear, tension into the lives of everyone. You can see when the youth troop out to protest the Lekki during the NSAS now. About 99 bodies, 99 persons were being killed and were being butchered. Now, up to date, no compensation from the side of the government. So now nobody wants to lose his or her life fighting for Nigeria. Because it's as if you just die in vain. You die without nothing. These people, these are so-called leaders, don't want to give that a priority. Now, as of yesterday, my pastor called me. Some person called me, David, don't join this protest. I was supposed to be in this place, Ojota, but now.
Are you not going again?
I will be go, but see, I want to see the situation of things first, because now, by tomorrow, if I die now, nobody would what remember me as an hero. So now I think now you need to put so many things into what consideration before going out to protest. As today I've called our convener who is supposed to lead the protest. He said policemen and army military personnel are on ground at that Carnival Park now. Even since now, we even did a video. He said nobody is there now, just aside from the military men. So now, if the protest will still go on, definitely I will join them, because as at now, I cannot risk my life for Nigeria. It does not worth risking it at all.
But changing Nigeria, does it not worth risking your life?
Changing Nigeria with these clueless leaders. So many persons have been protesting. So many persons have fought hard just to make sure Nigeria, that see now Nigeria belongs to everybody. Now, what has been the dividends during the NSAS protest? I also protested. I went to Alausa protest. I went to Lekki. Mike Adekule knows. I've been to most of every part of this Lagos state just to protest this NSAS saga. Now of what use is the use of the NSAS? Has it been any reform up to date? There has no reform. There has not been reform. Has the government changed in their way of governance? No. So now see what is there to protest.
So with what happened today, are the youth ready to change this government or cause a change in Nigeria?
The youths are ready.
Why are they not coming out?
Why would they come out when you see armed military personnel everywhere, and the president have given them a shoot-on-sight order? You know all this. The president said anyone that wants to protest. Now he's not calling all the protesters hoodlums. He has given the IGF police, let them shoot on sight. So now is that what you expect every youth to come on site and protest and be killed? In the democratic settings, we all know what protest stands for. If truly the president is not afraid of protest, let him withdraw this military personnel, and then we will troop to the streets. But see, every small thing, any small little thing, the president keeps saying we are hoodlums. That's it. We want to remove him out of office. Do you remember during the NSAS? He said that NSAS protesters was aimed as what removing him from office. Never, not knowing that this person that when the youth we were against what police brutality. That was what the likes of Femi Adesina, Gaba Shehu, and Malami told him that the NSAS protesters, these young people want to move him from office. And that was why he said that yesterday during his what interview with what with this no NTA.
Okay.
And that's what day before yesterday. NTA. He had a media chat with them. That's what he said. He said ends of protesters wanted to move him from office. So now a person that has such was ideology that was see every protesters are being aimed just to move him from office. Now you're not saying the youth should go back and protest. Let them keep calm. Let them keep calm. You can see now everywhere people are just coming out. Everybody is doing jittery. About like 12,000 soldiers came into Lagos yesterday.
About 12,000.
Yes, soldiers came into Lagos yesterday to talk of the protest. And now you're not asking the youth to go and protest just for them to be killed. I've received so many calls yesterday. I've received so many calls. It got to a point I had to even switch up my phone. People were calling me, David, don't go out. These people were like, David, see, I like you. David, we love you. It got to a point I was even dumbfounded. I was like, what should I do? Should I join this protest or should I back out? Now I want to treat this again. That now as long as if there will protest at that Ojota, I would also join the protest. I don't want to be intimidated, but see now people calling me, so many persons that have called me have put fear. I've put fear in of me, but I believe by 12 we will kickstart the protest.
Because there's still more time. There's still time.
Yes, there's still more time.
Because I believe in normal climes, in normal societies, despite the fact that the president or the IGP has threatened protesters, if it's in the Western world, protesters will still come out.
In the world now, you made mention of the Western world. In the Western world, the commercial police there cannot tell people not to protest, because these are fundamental human rights of good citizens. Now, what are we protesting for? Well, we are protesting for unemployment, and poverty, and insurgency. We are protesting for our rights. We voted them there, so now we have the right to protest. No, it's as if the president is now taking us back to the military area whereby we cannot longer protest. Now, for you to protest in your own country has now become a crime. In the Western world, the Western people, the Western government will not ask citizens not to protest. It's against the law. But now, the government have been afraid of protest because they know that what they are doing does not reflect what we want.
Okay.
Because if truly you've done enough, you will not be afraid of protest. Yes. If truly you guys have served us well, you guys have served these citizens well, you guys have provided jobs, enabling environment. If you guys have employed us, the youth, you guys will not be afraid of protest. But now you guys are now being scared because you've not done the needful. That is why you're afraid of protest. That is why every small protest you deploy battalions of soldiers, army, police, everywhere. Now, imagine what he said in his speech
this morning. He said the FG has disbursed 324 billion in loans to more than 136 micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises through 40 participating financial institutions, 60% women, 27% youth. How does it reflect? Is it reflecting this? He said he has done.
Mr. I'm sorry. The president coming out to say this. These are just mere talk. Now, even for the small scale business, how many loans can they access? I mean the SMEs, can they access loan? Maybe see all this he has said have been done in the north, because for the southwest region here, nothing has reflected. And now the same president said he has lifted 10.2 million 10 million. No, 10.2 million Nigerians out of poverty. That was what he said in his Democratic Day speech. Now, am I not a poor man? Am I not vulnerable? How many persons now go to the just now? I want to beg of you now. Why don't you make that research on your own? In what means did the president lift them out of poverty? Did he create job for them? No, issue because when you just come out and just come out on the media and start saying jargons, Nigerians are reflected as every day people are getting poorer. People are becoming poor every day and day. Now he is now coming. Maybe for those in the north, he has lifted them out of poverty. And now again he said during the COVID-19 pandemic, see that the government fed us. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I want to say it here. I want to state it categorically. I did not receive a dime from the president. From the president or from the presidency, I did not receive a dime. The government did not give me anything all throughout that month of that lockdown. I did not receive a dime from them. Even from my local government chairman, I did not receive a penny from them. Also, the president has, yes, in his democratic speech again, stated that today he has captured all the vulnerables in his social register. Now, why is Samson David not being captured? Am I not a vulnerable? Or is the what social register applicable to only those in the north? The speech was just 23 minutes of wasted time. For me, I'm telling Nigerians, ask everybody. Ask everybody now. Did he talk about how does he want to tackle unemployment? That one alone concerns me. I talk about how he wants to woo investors. What the president said that he said he has created 10 million jobs via direct and what indirect jobs. That's like what he said yesterday. The president is even contradicting himself. He said when there is what insecurity, investors cannot come in now. So now, how did the president create 10 million jobs? During the what Arise TV, he said when there is insecurity, investors cannot come in. And now this insecurity has been it has been on since 2015 up to date. It has not ended now. So now how did the president create 10 million jobs via direct and what indirect job? Who let him mention the what investors? He should name them. We want to hear them. Because it's like you coming out just to give us figures. And now these things are not visible. These things are not visible. They are just speech written by Gabashewu, just to come and swell the minds of Nigeria. His speech is just, to me, it's just useless.
Okay, any rounding up statement?
My rounding up statement is that today's speech is just baseless. And then again, let the government, let them not be afraid of protest. If truly their hands are clean, if truly the president have done enough to serve our people, its people, you don't need to be afraid of protest. If you've done this, just like what he claimed, he said he has lifted about 10.2 million Nigerians out of poverty. So if truly he has lifted us out of poverty, why is he afraid of protest? If really he has created jobs, why is he afraid of protest? Man, now he made mention about infrastructure. If really there is this infrastructure, he should not be afraid of protest. I've been sleeping in my house now for like 3 days now, and there is no light. And now someone is telling us Nigeria is working. It's a very sad day for us.
Thank you very much, Mr. David. That's a wonderful one from Mr. David. Good morning, Mr. Samuel.
Good morning, Mr. Christian Chukwu.
We can see that the planned protest today seems it's not going to hold. Do you have that same notion?
Good morning, viewers at home. My name is Effiong Samuel. Yes, in reacting to the planned protest, I already said that last week, for those who were following some of my comments, that the government will bring in army and police.
It's like you know them very well.
No, you see, the Bible says, "My people perish because of lack of wisdom." So, if you are wise enough, you would have speculated the act of a foolish man. So, most times, it's either you don't even engage such in conversation, but you just look at them from afar because they really don't have anything new to offer the system. And it is a pity that all their actions seems very predictable, and most people knows what their intentions are.
No, the actions of the youth this morning. Are you surprised? Let's leave the government apart. People are not even willing to come out again.
The youth is a product of the society, where consciously and subconsciously some have learned from experience, where some activists in quotes will come to the forefront to lead protests, and within the shortest period of time, the same activists, they go give a political appointment, they go change them out. The same activists that led some of those protests, the politicians give them money, and all of a sudden some will say, oh, we are not holding the protest too. So we have a systemic problem that has consciously or subconsciously affected the youth. In fact, if you follow to some of those protests and you die, another youth will go behind and collect money and say, that stupid one, he went to stay in front. You should have used your discretion and stay behind. Even if you want to come out small, don't go out fully. So you have a system whereby the youth have been taught, or their psyche have been padded to also directly or indirectly adapt the principle of double standard and hypocrisy. And most times in engaging such, they make you look as if you don't know what you're doing, that you are the one doing the wrong thing. And the accumulation of the wrongness, which is endemic in the society, makes it look right. So I wasn't really surprised when I read the statement from our old young NANS president yesterday. So to some of us who have been following the activities of the NANS, we were really not too sure. Although he has a point, although politicians were planning also to hijack it somehow, but the statements, in whichever way you want to look at it from, was not really coming as a surprise, because the system does not give room for freedom of expression. So when they are saying they are doing celebration of democracy, the key fundamental factor of democracy is freedom of expression and freedom of association. So if that is gone in any democratic principle, then you are in an authoritarian state. So that is why, in comparison of this government to the last government, look at them, there's a show of force, but kidnapping is taking place everywhere in the country. So between Lagos and some of the southern states that you see army patrol van, Navy, NSCDC, which one, and the Northeast and Benue, Igongo, is more paramount? That is why I said madness and stupidity is a norm in this part of the world. So you don't need to ask. So I had a video of Osun State where army van patrol more than 20 in number. So we have those kind of security architecture to come out for protests that they've not even seen people out first. But they cannot go to Igongo, they cannot go to Ibarapa, they cannot go to the forest, they cannot go to Benue, they cannot go to Kaduna where they kidnap. So you now see a system that was enshrouded in hypocrisy and must fail. So the system was designed to fail. It's not a matter of what you want to do about it. No, the system architecture and the action over time has shown that the tendencies of failure is constant.
Is there any kind of hope?
No, there's no hope. Nah. The only hope is if this system is not working, since we've tried it for 60 years, it is commonsensical when you do something over and over again and expect a different result. It is stupidity or it's a madness. So you need to try a different one. Should we now try breaking and see if it will work? In fact, from experience, the regional system of government, where Awo was in the west, Michael Okpara and Zik at the point controls the eastern, Amadou Bello, Tafa, there was a regional, seems to have worked better. So is that not evident enough that we should break it up and try something similar to that. So the system has given amplified more reasons that the unified system will fail. It's failing, it will fail more. So maybe when we break it down to regional alignment, I might be able to hold the leaders of each region will be able to hold their leader more accountable than for me to hold a Fulani man who believes in different principles and ideology. That means I was able to initiate the educational policy in the southwestern region because he was directly in charge of his people. If it was in this configuration, the southwest wouldn't have had that level of education. Because of the kind of system we run from the central top. The money would have been diverted to another point, maybe to be fighting Boko Haram. And the concentration of the money at the south might have been maybe towards another region by sending armies instead of concentrating on education that Awo was able to achieve for his people. So maybe breaking it down to regional alignment is the best. And that's why we're giving it to the likes of Sunday Igboho.
But the president's speech is saying otherwise. The president's speech is saying otherwise. It seems from his speech he's saying that we are moving forward.
No, from his position, what will he say? Even if the country is divided, what do I want the president to say? He will say it's the best. In fact, nothing has ever, in fact, the best, nothing we don't good reach than his own administration. So what will you have?
Created 10 million jobs, over 10 million jobs.
You can, if I was intending to say 200 million, you can say whatever you wish to say if you are sitting in that place. You are eating well. Your son had an accident on the bike. They flew him out. When you sick, you go to London. When somebody like me, in fact, me, I don't even have money for private hospital. How much more? We don't have money for government hospital. How much more private? So when we are sick, we'll go and buy Agbo and Alabukun like the one I bought 2 days ago. So you now see that he can come out and give you a statistics of what you cannot find out. So you can see people say, now the question is, of all the people you've known, do a sample opinion. Have you seen one that enjoyed from this? Maybe the 10 million. The 10 million is a number that, if I mean, the president created more than 10 million jobs. I'm saying, man, I'm supporting them. He created 20 million. So you pick a number and mention a figure of what cannot be accessible. What statistics are we going to use as a yardstick to measure that okay, within the locality of Ogba, or within the locality of Ikeja, or within the locality of Lagos, we've been able to see at least 10 people. Have you seen? I don't know. Maybe some other speakers will come and say they've seen. Me, I have not seen. So, and I also have people I've spoken with, cuts across southwest, southeast. They've not seen. So the 10 million probably was this maybe only Castina. Maybe. So you can come and give out a political statement to justify what does not exist.
So what you're saying, the president's speech is a political statement?
No, the president's speech, the writers or the drafters seems a little bit mature in this very speech because he was able to accept some things that, there are challenges and maybe it's better, I'll give it to him in that some regard, some. But when it comes to the achievements, it is all political. There's nothing you can see. If you compare those achievements to his manifesto from 2014 and the one of 2018, 2019, the president's goofed. He's saying something that cannot be realistic, that it has never happened. So they are just dishing out figure of what never really existed. Those people, they are not spiritual beings. They should bring them out now. 10 million. The people, 10 million I am. You know, if 10 million people line up here, do you know the numbers? So they should bring them out now. It's just a political statement of what never existed in its real sense.
What should we have learned from democracy since June 12 when Abiola died?
What are we learning? We've learned, we should have learned that we need to build more of a better institution where government takes responsibility. We should have learned that by now there should be freedom of expression, access to justice, autonomy of local government, autonomy of the judiciary. We should have, but Nigeria is not a society that learns anything. The political elite don't learn anything. And they will push the citizens to a state that with Syria will be better than Nigeria with the fact that it's on ground. So because, is Nigeria not at war? Just Google it now. Poverty capital of the world. I think Boko Haram insurgents, Fulani Herdsmen is the third most deadliest terrorist. Is it fourth or third most deadliest? So when you check the statistics, are we moving to? You ban Twitter. You are China and Syria now. You are and North Korea. You are in the same category of all African countries So when you check what have we learned from, we've only seen that the tendencies of the democratic institution we've learned over time is to be worsened. That's what we have learned now. What have we learned?
My last question: what are we practicing if not democracy?
No, theoretical democracy. In practice, it's not democracy.
What are we practicing in practice?
In practice, we don't even understand what we are practicing. They will say it's a federal system, and the center, the subordinate unit, is not handling the resources and control like every other state. So now, in the true sense, you are not really practicing a unitary system, and in the true sense of federalism, you are not practicing federalism. You are banning Twitter, just like North Korea and China. So we don't even know. We don't even have a system we are really practicing in practical terms. So theoretically, they said it's federal. In practice, we are mixing up federal system with unitary system. So we are practicing federal unitary system of government or unitary federal. So when you look at it democratically, they said we are doing election. And practically, we know it's election. People already have Baba Sokpe somewhere. They will write names and their candidate to win. And if other ethnic groups, some other people that are against them want to vote, they will bomb ballot bags, they will shoot people, they will use military to intimidate. Election will become inconclusive. The day the election will be conclusive, they will bring military, they will bring cutlass and knife for the election. So democracy, they call it in theory. In practice, we are worse than those practicing military system of government. So in actions, they are comparing themselves to a communist state and an authoritarian state and a war on Syria. So we don't even know what we're really practicing in its true sense.
Any final words?
No, the final word still remains that those that have options, in order not to let their dreams to die, should please find it. And those who does not have option should pray to God to give them. If it says to live to a sinner climbs, please, they should do. And for those in diaspora, it is easy somehow to hold these people when they come to those countries, stone them and drive them away. Go and fix your medical system and stay there. Fix your rail system and stay there. Not all this Tokumbore they are commissioning that will break up anytime soon. So the truth is, we should try as much as possible to make sure that these people are held accountable majorly when they cross the border, because nobody can shoot aside there. You have a higher percentage to protest when you are outside than when you are inside.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
5 minutes I'm talking.
5 minutes. Okay.
I'm a bit torn.
Okay. Morning, Mr. Felix.
Morning, happy Democracy Day.
Yeah.
Well, the June 12th we are celebrating today. It's quite unfortunate that the Abiola that was proclaimed anointed June 12th of 1993 election was not able to attain the position. The real democratic of Nigeria is May 29. All what they are just doing, they are just playing politics.
Politics.
They are playing politics with the person that won the June 12th. Never attained to become a president. The person have died long ago, and they now made him to become president when he has already gone to the grave. What a sad story. What a way to remember an hero that never became a president in Nigeria. So we celebrating June 12th. It just brings us a bad memory, a memory of freedom that we're supposed to have attained. We are supposed to have grown beyond this level. It's quite unfortunate, sir. So,
did you watch the president? Did you listen to the president's speech this morning?
No, I didn't listen to, but I listened to his Arise when the Arise TV went to interview him, and when he talked on, he had some conversation with the NTA News. I read some of it on the social media.
You can see now, everywhere is empty. We're expecting that youth will have come out for protest today.
Well, as it stands, the politicians, if they come out for protest, the politician will hijack it. The president has given an order. He says shoot at sight. Shoot at sight. And everybody is very careful. They don't want to be shot. They don't want anybody to shoot them. Well, in a sane democracy, it is meant that the citizen,
the citizens are to what? Are to protest, and the government look at why are they protesting? What are the challenge? Why are they protesting? But the case is the reverse here in Nigeria, and that is the reason why you can see around people are not coming out. The IG, the CP of Lagos gave another that everywhere is safe, that they can go. You can see everywhere is locked. Nobody wants to come out because their security are not secure. If they kill anybody now, it's gone. So everybody is indoor. We that even came out, we came out just by, let's see what is going on. That's why we came out today. So every other thing we want to do today has been suspended. So, and that will not help. That will not help our democracy.
Okay, from Obi Ude Paul, he said, can you describe one legacy that Buhari has? Can you describe one legacy that Buhari has?
One legacy that Buhari have, he has been a sectional president. It's a legacy that we will not forget so easily. He has been a president that has been selecting the Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani. That's the legacy he's going to leave behind. He doesn't joke with his people. If you are not Fulani, if you are not Hausa Fulani, he will not elect you. So that's the legacy he's going to leave behind. So, and go and check all his appointments. That is his legacy he's going to leave behind. That's my response to Mr. Obi. He has not done anything super. He has not done anything special. So he's a sectional leader. So that's my take about that, sir.
Okay, looking at the threats by the IGP telling you not to come out for protest, does this describe democracy?
Well, to some extent, it doesn't really describe democracy. What he actually describes is they are instilling fear into people's this thing. And the youth are also wise now. They are saying that if they come out for protest, the politician will hijack it, and they will now turn it that they have done something that is wrong. In a sane and an ideal society, the youth are to come at that. Mr. President, you have not done well in this area. You have not done well in infrastructure. You have not done well in security. In the education sector, you have not done well. These are our grievances. These are our challenges. If you listen to Mr. President, he said the NSAS protest. Listen to him very well, though. The NSAS protest, that those people we are meant to what? To upset him, to remove him. So the youth are also watching, and they are listening to him. So they are very, very careful and very, very calculative. They know that if they go out today, the politician will hijack the protest. So that's my take, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. An information from updates on protest in Ibadan. There is a peaceful protest going on at Mokola under bridge in Ibadan. Also in Abuja, protesters have been dispersed by policemen. There's a protest going in Ibadan at Mokola under bridge, and also in Abuja, protesters have been dispersed by policemen. Who's the next person?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm Mr. Olusegun Olajide. I don't think I want to be. I'm not sure. Maybe I will be. But I'm Mr. Olusegun Olajide.
Let's look at the legacy of Buhari. Today that is Democracy Day.
Oh. Buhari is a disappointment to people who believe in him. Of course, I'm not disappointed about him anyway. Because I wasn't a baby when he was in power. So I knew his antecedents. So I'm not surprised the way he lived up to what his critics said he was. He actually lived to it. He actually manifested and proved it 100%. One, he's a sectional person. He's a tribalist. He's a jihadist. He's a jihadist. Yes. But he's a jihadist. He's a sectional leader. He's a nepotic leader. He's a jihadist. Yes. So I have no regret about him. So I don't regret about him because I never in the first place voted for him. That's number one. So I never believe in him. If you were at least a bit of age when he was in power in 1983 to 84. I think 1984.
I was not born then.
Okay. You know this is a ruthless man. Very ruthless. And going by his statistics, going by what he's doing right now, is promoting a sectional agenda. All Buhari is all about is to place his own tribe on the rest of the, all the people in Nigeria, on all the rest tribe. Imagine on the open grazing now, which the old South governors came together and went against it. In his interview when he came to Lagos 2 days ago, he was interviewed that what was his view on the Malami, Minister of Attorney General. Yes, comment on open grazing. Did you recall what he said? He said, well, will I contradict my Attorney General? I won't contradict him. I'm going by him. I'm going beside him. He said, in fact, I've even instructed him to don't stop the 1961 open grazing law, whereby they will take legally. He said it was legally, but I know it's right. They will manipulate the judiciary to claim all the grazing from the north to the south. So that means, don't be surprised. Maybe your hometown now, part of your village, it was under an open grazing reserve, and it will be collected by you by force, by all means, and they will set the fly in there. So they want to do that all across the country. Now, he said it, and go back to his watch there.
What have we learned from democracy since when was killed?
Well, going by what we see in underdeveloped countries, where citizens will come out and express their grievances to government legitimately, because it's a constitutional right for you to come out and let government know that what they are doing is not okay if you feel aggrieved on any areas of life. You saw it, even G7 summit that was going on in Britain. You saw people coming out in Britain against the 7 world leaders. Joe Biden, Johnson, Boris Johnson, and other world leaders, the Japanese Prime Minister, and other of them. People came out and expressed their displeasure about a particular economic program going on in some different parts of the country. Right, I watched yesterday. So people have a constitutional right to come out and protest and let government know this is what we don't like you are doing. But in this country, particularly under this government, it has been a repression, suppression, oppressing people. And these are the same people that came out in Nigeria here against Jonathan government, who was liberal. But this one is so repressive, so oppressive, so brutal that you can't imagine today. There's nowhere people can come out and express their grievances to government. We are pained in this area.
Twitter has been suspended. Yeah. Twitter has been suspended.
Of course, yes. I know. It's a whole plot of trying to repress. It's a constitutional repression of Nigerian masses to gag them, to prevent them from expressing their grievances, expressing their opinion. Don't forget, the agenda is such that when they will manipulate and forcefully rig the election in 2023, it's a way of trying to prevent. It's a preemptive measure to make sure Nigeria don't have the opportunity to express their opinion, because all the civil session they will not hear your grievances. But the only avenue left for Nigerians to express their grievances is the social media. So they are preempting our reaction to what they will do in 2023. So to make sure they started it on time now, to block every avenue where Nigeria will express their grievances. So it's a gagging prevention of expression of people's interest, their rights of expression. That's what I see.
Okay. Looking at how the threats by the IGP on peaceful protesters, are we practicing democracy?
They are all IGPs and agents of repression in the hand of Mr. President. They are all agents of repression. They are agents of oppression. They are not Democrats. No, we are not talking about IGP. Look at the people ahead of him. The man who promoted him. Look at the people that was higher than him. Look at the people that ahead of him that they were repressed, that were oppressed. They brought a junior officer over. So himself is a product of repression. So what we expect him to do? The man who promoted him above his superior is an oppressor. He's an oppressor. So the man who's a product of repression, what we expect him to exhibit this? It's a product. So you will exhibit an oppression, a repression, an antagonism, a brutality on Nigerians. So you don't expect anything from him than that was
Are you
done.
saying that there's no hope for peaceful protests in Nigeria?
Hello. The only language I know this man understands is violent protest. I'm telling you. Buhari said in I think Vanguard yesterday that Buhari, I'm quoting Vanguard yesterday headline. I'm quoting Guideline yesterday. Buhari said among the that Buhari has a choice between peace and war. So Vanguard yesterday. You read it. You read it. Ohane told Buhari that he has a choice between peace and war. So I think he has chosen what he preferred. He has chosen what he preferred. But will he be able to sustain it? That's the problem. He may be mistaken that he has control of army in his possession, which is not true. It's a mirage. People, I don't know whether president will hear this kind of view. Let him be told it's a mirage. Because what's the status of Nigeria military? They are less than 2 million. When the
they are not up to 700,000.
Okay. If full-blown revolution break out in Nigeria, can they sustain it? Can they repress it? So it's better it shows a line of dialogue, representation because it's our servants, it's our representative. It's part of our sovereignty to him to rule.
Finance state.
Well, I don't expect anything positive from this man. See, he will live here. He will continue his repression, his sectional agenda, his tribalism, his nepotic and brutality style of government. That's what so I don't expect anything different from him till his time will expire. Okay. That's if he goes. Okay. Or God calling from the.
Thank you very much. I appreciate. Wonderful one from Mr. Lucky, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Edo no be Lagos.
Edo no be
Lagos.
Are they protesting in Edo State?
You trust us now. I will not carry last now. By 6 o'clock this morning, they don't block everywhere.
So they are protesting now.
There is protest in Edo now. They block that express. We don't have time all this mess. You know us now.
Now they are protesting in Ibadan.
In Ibadan.
Yes.
Protest must go on.
In Abuja, protesters has been dispersed by police.
Don't mind them. Don't mind the police.
But Lagos is different.
You see, let me tell you, Lagos, we here are doing wonderful here. What we can do. This is our protest, standing here every day, morning, and every day you break. We must come here and protest. It's part of protest. But I speak to the journalists, to the whole world. It's part of protest. Today, as Democracy Day, I believe today is Democracy Day. All this jamboree shifted to Monday. It's a fake because Buhari is a fake. But let me tell you, I mention name. I don't hide. I will mention them. Those who are the devils in Nigeria. So, my brother, let's go on. There's protests everywhere. There's protests in Benin, Abuja, Lagos. They are women. You always when protests at other places, that's where Lagos will come out. Lagos is the last place for protesting. But let me tell you, all these previous protests before, one man used to sponsor them. The man is in government, and that's why he's not sponsoring them now. Which is Tinubu. Yes, now.
He's the one that is sponsoring.
Let me tell you. Have you seen protests, heavy protests? When Jonathan was in power, they used to go to Ojota, 7-Up, with food, water, a lot of things. But today, since APC, Dudu Ako enter government, do you see heavy protest? Except NSAS.
What is the legacy of Buhari since he came into power?
See, let me tell you something. This morning, when they brought light, I didn't bother to listen to him. By listening to him, the anger. What is he going to tell Nigeria again? Anytime the president speaks, he speaks violence. Are you hearing me? Anytime president speaks, they force you to go talk to Nigeria. He speaks violence. Anger. So what is he expecting to say? That you have done road? That a railway the Jonathan finish. They went and arranged and painted it to commission. Did you remember the day he went to Lagos to go and commission bus stop? But at the end, after 2 months, they break the place again.
Where?
In no, the one in Keja roundabout.
Okay.
Go there today. Nothing is going on there. So he came 2 days ago. 2 days ago to go and warn the south, mostly the southwest. That Zona, no. He went to Tinubu's house and told him, look, we can't zone, let anybody contest.
Are you saying 2023 is not sure? 2023 is not sure for Tinubu?
It's not sure. Indirectly telling him, everybody have right to contest. The meaning of that, the northern people will contest. Before you know, they will buy the south. The president will come from this north.
Some people are saying that our youth are afraid of threat by the police.
I always say it
Lagos
here.
State.
I always say it here. You know now. Anytime I come here, I always say our youth are lazy. Because of threat, go and see our youth now. They close road. They are playing football there. Go there now. They are playing football. I just come in. Go there. They are playing football. I expect at least Lagos is the biggest city. Now we have population of youth. We're supposed to make match now. I'm doing my own here, my brother. The little I can do. Let me even tell you.
Are you not going to Ojota after?
When I finish, I'll go to Ojota. I'm going there. But let me tell the whole world what is going on now. For now, I'm not seeing protests in Lagos here now. But I'm doing my own protest here. Let me go back. This Democracy Day, how did it become a Democracy Day? I remember that time when Babangida tell Abiola face and said, you become the president. I was working in Federal Palace that time, Mirage restaurant, when there was a marriage took place. And Babangida told Abiola, you will become the president of Nigeria. His wife stood up that time and said, no, my husband cannot become a president. He's not a politician. He's a businessman. Allow him to go and do business. After 6 months, Cynthia died. That's why they left Abiola. Abiola is a part of that government. So today, Abiola paid the price. I could remember that during protest, we followed to National Stadium when Abiola went and declared himself. But at the end today, every June 12 is violent in Nigeria. Every June 12 is hunger in Nigeria.
Not democracy.
With democracy, do you have democracy? Is it Buhari? Buhari is a wicked democracy man. Wicked. I call him wicked man. This today is supposed to be a joy, happy days, a celebration. But look everywhere: insecurity, money, hunger. You hear me? What is he going to say? Is he going to tell you build road from here to Benin? Is he going to tell you that there's light everywhere? Let me give you an example. Under Buhari, yes, under Buhari, NEPA, you know how much I pay for P now? They brought 100 and something naira to a 2-bedroom flat. Then how much for diesel now? How much for rice? How much for yam? So which area now are you going to say Buhari done well for 6 years? Tell me. Is it transport? How many bus does it roll out? Tell me. They only go to Lagos, only just see, depot, see. What are they producing? Under Buhari. What is the food? What is the water? What is the road? So what are we talking about? Today, Democracy Day on Monday. I don't believe his speech. I believe what I say here. But I'm telling the truth. Buhari have nothing to say. Imagine all South hold a meeting, governors. All the governors hold a meeting. Agree on one topic. Now what they are doing now, they now went to Southeast to go and meet some governors there, the leaders there, holding meeting with them. While another Igbo elders holding meeting in Abuja. And those elders in Abuja said, Army have killed Igbo youth, 5,000 people. But I expected the governors in the Southeast to tell this government dedication yesterday that your army have killed our youth, 5,000, but nothing like that. Then after that one, they will not go Abuja and meet Buhari. So you can see, say, Nigeria is being divided everywhere. We have divided. We don't like ourselves. This is the time to tell Buhari that 2023, pack your leg and go.
That is the way forward.
Yes, let me tell you, my brother, are we not suffering enough? Are we not suffering? Since this Buhari tenure, it's God that is sustaining us. It's God that is helping us. Are you talking about which side are you going to boast? Telling Tinubu, I always mention Tinubu, telling Tinubu that no zoning. That 2023, anybody free to contest, even cow, everybody free to contest. So automatically, it's not going to take, Tinubu not going to get the ticket. Yes, you see more than 50 from the north, from the west. So contest, before you know, they will use money buy most of the people here. Before you know, Atiku will match. Or they'll give back to Jonathan.
Any finals?
My final say is that the youth, I always say it here, our youth in Lagos are lazy. Our youth that go to field, you see them in football field. Today we suppose at least to gather and make a move, go to Ojota. Because 2015, I remember, you see our youth 2015, you see they will be bringing a trailer of rice, trailer of buns, water. They'll be protesting against Jonathan. Today, our youth in Lagos are lazy. They are not protesting, but I'm doing my own protest here. After here, I am going to Ojota, but what I'm telling you, we cannot continue buying yam, 2,000 naira, a bag of rice, 25,000 naira. My brother, how much? We are not working. So Buhari will say for television, once you go to broadcast, I've done how many kilometers of road? My brother, have you seen road? Show me any one of the road you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's very good. That's very good one from Lucky. Lucky is protesting here. I'm say protesting. Everybody is protesting.
You go to Ojota.
No, I protest online. Social media, I protest. I protest on the streets of Lagos. Anytime I have people around me, in my house, in the neighborhood, I protest. Outside neighborhood, I protest. On the road, I protest. I meet Hausa Fulani, those fruit vendors. I protest. Most of them has known me now because I protest this regime, against this regime. Do you understand? Do you know the reason why I'm protesting? I don't see the reason why Fulani will leave Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto, come down to southwestern Nigeria, start killing Yoruba. After killing Yoruba, Buhari will not say anything. Buhari can only send soldiers to go and protest those people that are killing Yoruba. In a very simple language, I don't see the reason why Fulani will leave their land, go to Anambra State, start killing people in Anambra State. After killing people in Anambra State, federal government will still send soldiers to protect those people that are protecting the people they are killing in Anambra State. To kick against them, to shoot them. PSN, Ebubago and the rest. Do you know the reason why I'm protesting? I'm protesting injustice in Nigeria. I'm protesting bad electoral system. I'm protesting amendment of constitution that is so malleable and very malleable, that is so bent on changes today, tomorrow, black, blue, white. Very, very, how do I call it, flexible constitution. That is what I'm protesting. I'm protesting because I've never seen an Igbo man go to Sokoto and kill anybody there and come back free. It is wrong. Igbo don't do that. I'm protesting because I've never seen Calabar leaving Cross River to Benue State, start killing Benue people. And the government, Federal Republic of Nigeria, know that this set of people are from Efiko, they are from Ibibio, they are killing people in Kaduna. They allow them go back to Efik land in Cross River free, unscathed, unhurt, unchallenged. I'm protesting. I've never seen Yoruba leaving Yoruba land to Kanu, killing people there, kill over 100 and still come back to this land safely. Nobody will touch them.
Are you talking about Wakil?
Wakihili is free. The people that he killed, the community, the people that attack him to protect the indigenous of that Iparakwa community were arrested, tortured. Wakili was set free. They treated him in the hospital. We saw him smiling on the front page of newspaper. The main culprit, the criminal himself, the bloodthirsty suspects. Nobody ever worried or tried him in the court of law. Till date, we don't know about that matter. I'm protesting. I don't see this why a redeemed woman will be preaching word of God in Abuja as early as 4:30 to 5 a.m. She was hacked to death. Some useless Muslim pig, please, some of you that are Muslims, I'm not abusing you. Some useless Muslim pigs hack her down. She died. That matter died. I'm protesting a woman whose chop was messed up by a Muslim in Kano State. They were watching their private part, before they pray. That woman protested, no, kill her out of my. They hacked her to death. The husband was about to intervene. He escaped death by whisker. The husband, they would have killed him too. I am protesting total injustice, inequality, gross inequality in Nigeria. That is what I'm protesting. I'm a protester, as you see me. I'm a radical protester. I will say protest tomorrow.
We hope to see you at Ojota today.
Ojota Park. I don't want anybody to wear the gun at me. I can't gang up and protest, group protesting. Because you see, they will disperse soldiers to come and kill all of us. Who wants to die? Nobody wants to die. Okay, if you listen to my voice today, it's a bit low. Because I know they are everywhere wielding guns at us. See, not up to 100 meters from here, you see many uniformed men with guns there. So that's why we are lowering our voice. I'm protesting, everybody is protesting. Even Chukwu is protesting, but he doesn't want to come out because of his job. The nature, the ethics of his job doesn't allow him to protest. But I am protesting anywhere, online, on the street of Lagos.
Mr. Raphael,
today is Democracy Day. No, wait. Okay. After 28 years of June 12th, do we have a democracy? Is democracy working in Nigeria? 28 years ago, Muchuda Abiola outrightly won an election against Tofa Bache under NRC. Muchuda Abiola was under what? SDP. So what happened 28 years later? It is interwoven that no system is working. Let me shock you. In 1983, Chagari was rigged in. We were children then under Fedeco. Do you know that 38 years later, we are still pursuing rightful, correct, 100% democracy? We've not yet caught up with it. We've not caught up with it. We've not realized it. That after 38 years, we are pursuing democracy, true democracy. 38 years, 1983. Yes. Chagari, we are celebrating Abiola's victory. It was the best election ever in Nigeria. It was the best election ever. No mago, no wuru, no ntamu. The man was declared winner by the then Professor Humphrey Nwosu, the INEC chairman then. Thank you. Because he declared the Mochuda Abiola winner, who slapped him? Babangida had to give him a dirty dental slap. Because this professor from University of Nigeria Soka said the truth. He said, Abiola won. There's nothing I can do about it. He slapped him. That was 28 years ago. Now we are still, after true democracy, we are watching. Under Buhari, on no circumstances, on no condition, can anybody tell me that election in Nigeria will be free and fair as what happened in 1993, June 12th, under the regime of who? Ibrahim Babangida. No election in Nigeria is going to be credible. As I'm talking to you, APC is still promising Nigeria that they are going to rule as necessary as possible, as many years to come as necessary. That's what they said on the front page of newspaper. Time shall tell, and I want to tell you that they are not even relenting. They are trying to, they have perfected it.
Are you saying time shall tell?
The craft
that are afraid.
Oga, they have perfected the craft, the scheming to rig 2023 election. They have perfected it. Let me tell you, they know that if another government come in place, another person is going to wozo all of them. Buhari family is not free. Nobody is free again among them. That's why they are holding on tight. They are making sure that 2023 election is being rigged. Even let me tell you, the synergy that brought SDP and NRC as two political parties in 1998, after the death of Abiola, 1999, was, we all know that it was under the platform of rotational presidency. Courtesy, late Chief Ekwueme, the former vice president. Rotational. Who is rotating it again? After Obasanjo may have ruled finished, who is the next person? Everybody know that it was the Igbo man. But what happened? It went to Fulani from Katsina. Umaru Yaradua. Umaru Yaradua was not successful as the rest. He died. Are you listening to me now? Let me tell you again. After Jonathan, everybody knows whose turn it is. Jonathan is not an Igbo man, he's an Ijaw man. That it is Igbo. South, thank you. It is the turn of Southeast. What happened? All of them say no, you can't rotate democracy. Democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. They can't do what? Give this Katuriara. They give to this animal husbandry man called Buhari. Now see how this man has been rubbishing democracy for 6 years now. He made national broadcast today. Brethren, brothers outside and in the diaspora, I want to tell you, you will listen, you will read tomorrow. Even some of you go online and read the rubbish this man is saying. Buhari is telling us that fire for secessionists. Fire for those who are agitating for Dudua Republic. Fire that he will lay down his life for Nigeria. As long as he enter military, he fought for Nigeria, he's going to lay down his life. That's what he said. Fire. No development, no good news, nothing. Fire. Any final statement? What final statement do you expect from me again? The final statement is always that Okokondem is coming to declare Biafra to you. Chigozie is coming to speak in favor of Biafra. So who am I to derail from such? I'm speaking in favor of Oduduwa, in favor of Biafra, in favor of, if the mid-belt and if they come out with any platform or name they want, I support them. The final saying here is that anybody that think that he is bigger than Southwest, Southeast, he is bigger than Northern regions, he is bigger than North Central, he is bigger than South. He should begin to have a rethinking. No man is an island. No man is indispensable. He that swallows cherry seed, you must consider the shape of your anus when you want to excrete.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Let me just say
Pastor, good morning.
Thank you very
Good
much.
morning.
My own, I'm not protesting or loving whatever is happening now. The day is the day. But listen, I was already be on cue. Now I'm coming. Now I'm coming. Now we are now in the era that we need to know how this day become Democracy Day.
Okay.
Why this day today turned to Democracy Day? That's what I'm after. MK Obiora commit treason, and Felasi was a thief, isn't it?
No. MK Obiora
commit treason. He commit treason.
I don't understand.
I'm coming.
What
MK Obiora win election,
okay, but
along the line he commit treason.
How?
How did he went to London and declared himself a president. Babangida get him arrested and tell him, I will scare you. Are you swearing? Did I swear you in? You know the history. You don't know the history. I'm a current in the history. I'm a politician. That's what he did. He went to America and declared himself president. And when he come back, Babangida tell him, you don't swear you in yet. You go and declare yourself a president. Are you a president? He kept him arrested for treason. And around the arrested, this man died in prison. You get my point? And nobody,
just like that.
He died in prison.
Just like that.
Yes, because why? He was that being in prison before we hear that he is what is dead. Now this man was a man that is brother. Ferani Godaboji sing that this man is international thief. The same man today, Yoruba Mago and carry this day thief to him. As a Democracy Day. That's what you need to understand. You will never withdraw from the fact that the gods of this nation are watching all what you do. Yeah, man. The gods of this nation, the people that are supposed to be honored in this day, where they don't honor, they honor a criminal. They honor a thief. You hear me? Yoruba took that to happen because APC belonged to them, and APC is a ruling party, and they now succeeded to bring this day to what Democracy Day. And if man come out here, talk something about it. Sick of Africa is there. Who unite Nigeria, even though when there is war, he said one Nigeria inside his brother home. Sick was there that's supposed to be honored, but they will not seek out They knocked some strong men out that are supposed to be hero of this nation. Even though, I mean, the second in command with Buhari government before, they called him Tundi Diagbo. Or even Jaradua, who was hoping to bring this nation to power. Those kind of people, they don't give him, I mean, this democracy day, or name anything about him. They name this a criminal. They name a thief. To be a democracy day called MKO, he was a thief. His brother sing it for songs, still sell to today.
Was he convicted?
Listen to me.
Was he convicted in any court of law?
He was convicted that if such credible icon as a singer musician who is competing with them, then in the government, can sing that you are a thief, you are a thief. I'm coming.
What authority does he have to declare somebody? What legal authority?
Nigeria did not do anything.
What governmental legal authority does he have to declare somebody a thief?
I'm coming. There was nothing holding him.
So it's basically
Government did not hold him. I'm coming. Government did not hold him.
Okay.
Nobody hold him. Say, why do you call him a thief? He was sold all over the nation. And everybody believe it is so. And I'm speaking in that speech. That they call that man a thief.
Okay.
I'm coming. Now democracy they now come there because the Yoruba manipulate and bring this day to be honored at that man. That God's not supposed to be honored in this way. That's my state for that. Second, Buhari as my fan, my father, I speak today, he will drop his life for Nigeria not to what? Not to scatter. You hear me? He said, I will drop my life for Nigeria not to be scattered. If it happen to be scattered, I honor that man with all my life and all my strength. I give him 1 minute silence to honor
Are we practicing democracy?
Democracy that we practice is that listen to me.
Okay, let me ask
Let
you a
us see.
question.
I'm coming. Before you ask me a question.
Define democracy.
Now, it's government of the people, and by the people, and for the people.
Are we practicing democracy?
That's why no practice. Jews said that make that point. They pay price for it. Everybody bring themselves out to fight for that war. And Abraham Lincoln said, since they pay this price, this government should return to the people and for the people and by the people. Nigeria never pay one price for democracy.
There's a protest.
I'm coming, Mr. Man.
Protest going on. Do you support the protest?
Protest no exist when the sinners are what protesting. The youth are sinners. They don't want to give up to go to sin and go to God for God to bless them. What do you protest about? The Nigerian youth know where Bible they again. Nigerian youth they know where Bible pastor chapter they again. They are in WhatsApp, they are in Facebook, have sex with sexy ladies all over the city. Now you want to tell me that such people can be blessed by God? Government cannot bless you, only God can bless you. So now,
any final statement?
Thank you. Final statement is that we draw from all this agitation. We draw from hanging against Nigeria. The nation will be perfect. We are working. We are what I call myself. We are what we call ancestors. We are what we call. Let me put it. Oracle of this country. I rule inside Buhari even as I'm standing.
Okay.
Buhari carry my spirit to rule. Why I carry his body here.
Okay.
So our government.
So you are Buhari standing.
I'm Buhari standing here by body, but my spirit reign in them.
Okay.
So as we are here, our nation remain intact, perfect, clean nation.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pastor.
Don't anybody watch me very well. Don't interrupt our country. We're going to fix it. Buhari said, I will drop my life. He's the best president ever.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I will drop my life. He's the best president ever.
Thank you very much.
I thank him.
Thank you.
I will drop my life. It's life for everybody to be.
Thank you very much. Wonderful one from Pastor. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Sachigoze, good morning.
Well, in actual sense, is there anything good about this morning?
Okay, morning.
I don't think there is anything good about the morning. I received a report of the extrajudicial killings of my people. That's over more than 5,000 innocent youths have been murdered by the Nigerian states and the state agents. Of recent, of the ex-U.S. Secretary that more than within 6 months, that's less than 180 days, about 1,500 Christians were assassinated by the security agents, reported jihadists, Fulani herders, under the uniform of Nigerian security agents. So how long shall this continue? And I want to make this position known. Freedom is not for cowards. So for Mr. Rap saying that he's lowering his voice because of the proximity of the police, if they do rubbish, that police station will be bombed down. I am not saying it. In fact, they should hear me if they are here. You see, it's high time we start saying the truth. And I don't like distorting history. You see, how can you tell me that wants to declare the Abiola Moshood the winner? No. The the result was not declared. But there was an indication that Moshood Abiola was leading the election by a more greater number, votes. So the election has not been concluded. It remains inconclusive. Before, of course, it was truncated by Babangida in order to serve the political interests of the North. So it was never declared by Humphrey Wosu as the president-elect. So it was not conclusive. It was just a mere assumption. So we have to put the record straight so that we can not deceive people that are coming, who are looking up to us. So that is the position. But people knew that of course, the masses willingly voted in favor of Moshood Abiola. Unfortunately, that was the president of Nigeria that we never had.
Okay, how do you look at democracy in the past 6 years of this APC government?
Not just the past 6 years, ever since the inception of the Nigerian states, there had not been true democracy. Why? Because the so-called the founding fathers of Nigeria never had Nigeria in mind. They never saw the future. You see, they never planned for the future. They never planned for the challenges ahead. They were driven by their motive, ambition, and selfish ambitions. You see, they will just want to cling to power, like the likes of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. They were motivated. They were driven by their selfish whatever. The so-called Ahmadu Bello and whatever. Even the Awolowo of the South. Of the West. There was no clear patriotism. You see, they were driven by the zeal of the greediness to occupy and control.
Greed for power.
Greed for power. You see, and self-aggrandizement. So that was what landed us to where we are. Of course, they canvassed for independence, and unfortunately, it was given to them. I use the word unfortunate. You see, but they never planned for after independence. And that is exactly the problem of the Nigerian, and it has remained unaddressed. Because we still have people within the corridor of power who have no objectivity, who have no vision. They are for clamoring for power, opportunity to embezzle, to have control, the instrumentality of power, so that they can control the resources and kill and destroy whosoever that they may see as their supposed enemies. That is quite unfortunate. And today, of course, it's reminding us the level of atrocity, heinous crimes, infringement of people's rights of expression, people's rights of choosing who to be their leader. You see, that was truncated. People's fundamental rights to choose who should be their leader. So it's a reminder. It's a wound that remains, that has not been healed. Rather, we are adding more pain to the soul. So it's quite unfortunate that even at this time, this critical time we are not ready to look at how could the wishes of the Malami, the Attorney General, becomes a law that you will go. It's not a mere wishes. There is no law that backs up his position. That anyone seen using, of course, Twitter should be confiscated or arrested or prosecuted. There is no law on ground. So we are indirectly running indirect rule, military rule. We are running, of course, we don't have, we claim to have written constitution, but what our approach suggests that we are running on written constitution. Whereby anybody can rise up, any Fulani man can rise up and give order, and that becomes law. So, and you still call it democracy. Are we practicing democracy? And the supposed henchman, the so-called president of Nigeria, will address or describe an Igbo race, the most largest race, black race in the world. That is an Igbo man. You just describe them as a dot. That is so that he is very mad. He's a very useless man. People that have made greater achievement. Who is a Fulani man to address, of course, an Igbo man as a dot in a cycle? You see, I don't blame him because for the Southerners have, of course, sold their birthright as Esau did, and he will have to weep. He have to pay the ultimate price to regain such freedom, of which we are committed. Today is a reminder that Nigeria is a lawless state. Nigeria is a state that does not respect the rights of her citizens, that abuse the right and fundamental right of expression, which is constitutionally and legally backed up, that we have the right for expression of our opinions, which we are, of course, telling the world today, that how can the world keep mute? How can the world keep silence? The United States, who's supposed to be the police of the world, are watching people being killed, Christians being hacked to death, and they are still keeping mute. And their body language suggests that they are doing nothing. The Biafrans are being killed on a daily basis, and nothing is being done about that. And of course, the president will end up just telling us is a mere riff between the farmers and the herders.
Okay, lastly, what are you going to tell the youth, advise the youth today? Because there's a planned protest and people are just shying away. What are you going to advise the youth today?
Yes, of course. I would want to say, Mr. Lucky said that the youth are engaging in football and other recreational activity. Where is Mr. Lucky? Let him take the lead so that I can join him. So cowards, I mean, freedom does not belong to cowards. It is not about making noise, but when the chips are down, will you be found? Or you will just call it for safety, telling us that you have your children, you have a wife to take care of, and you have not achieved your dream by expectation, which cannot be achieved in bondage until we rise to the occasion and declare the way forward. There can never be peace. There can never be true freedom. And the only thing that can also, I want to commend Sunday Igbohu and the lives who are, of course, addressing the fundamental issues that have remained unaddressed by, of course, promoting the Yoruba nation today. I hope they will do that with all earnestness, and of course, the future remains for them and holds better and promises for anyone who would dare to change the status quo. There is no other way forward. I maintain my position. You might term it arrogance, fine. You might term it pride. You might term it whatever you want to do. But the spirit of Biafra remains alive.
Okay.
All hail Biafra.
Okay.
All hail Oduduwa Nation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chigozie. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Mr. Okpara is protesting. You listened to the democracy speech this morning?
Partially.
Partially. What do you take of the president's speech?
Looking at it holistically, I think Mr. President is disconnected from what is happening in the regular society. I think he is being misled into believing that he is doing things that is bringing about good governance. Because from what I can understand, all the areas he claimed to have brought about infrastructural development, what is the impact it is having on the citizens? Is the citizens have feeling the impact of his good governance like he's trying to make us believe? I don't think so. I think there's something fundamentally wrong with Nigerian system because the welfare of the people is paramount, and if the people are not feeling the impact of the government, do you force them to agree that you are performing? You cannot force it on the people to accept that you are performing, because if people are feeling the impact of your government positively, it will reflect in their day-to-day activities, and people will take the form of testimony. So if people are not saying it, it implies that we are not feeling the impact of your governance, and it means that there is something fundamentally wrong that the government need to address.
Okay, now the IGP threatened protesters yesterday. And we can see that in Lagos here, the turnout is very low. What do you say about the turnout in Lagos?
Generally speaking, when it comes to Nigeria vis-a-vis protests, I think it's because we have an irresponsible government. We have an irresponsible police force. We have an irresponsible military. We have an irresponsible DSS who do not obey the law. By our standard, we have a constitution, even if we are questioning the constitution. We have a constitution that the country is operating with. We have rule of law here. And we understand that the freedom of expression, freedom of speech, peaceful gathering, peaceful protest is a right by Nigerian constitution. So it doesn't matter whether Mr. President, whether the head of police, whether the chief of defense staff, whether the chief of army staff, chief of naval staff, director of DSS, it doesn't matter whether they are comfortable with peaceful protest. It's a fundamental right. People have the right to do peaceful protests. I think what is wrong is the government is unnecessarily hitting all the polity. How can you go and start attacking people who are protesting in Abuja? Dejadeyanju just tweeted that they have just been attacked by TSF, by police in Abuja. According to him, he said, as expected. If people are protesting peacefully, it's behove on you as police, as DSS, to even protect them. So, contrary to the impression the government is sending to the outside world, the government is one hitting all the polity. Because when people say they want to protest, nobody's saying that he want to riot. Nobody's saying he want to go about destroying property. I can understand Lagos State is stepping up his action towards curbing insecurity and maybe curbing riot when it go beyond, when protests go beyond protest into riot. I can understand Lagos State government acquire water cannon, which they are giving to Nigerian police. Those are the kind of things you do. Those are the kind of equipment you need to quell riots. Not that when people are protesting and you want to disperse people, you start using live bullets. If you use water cannon, pepper spray, you can as well successfully disperse protesters. So what I'm saying is that it's the government of Nigeria that is hitting all the polity. Because the man who is in Lagos State, who want to go to Gani Park, who want to go to Lekki Tollgate, who want to be on the street to protest, he's not telling you that he want to riot. What behavior of the government on the police to do is to protect those who are protesting. But unfortunately, what we see in Nigeria is each time anybody say he want to protest, you will see Nigerian police going there to tear gas them, to brutalize them, to hand, to arrest, to intimidate, and to detain them, which is wrong by our standard. Because we have seen severally where Nigerians have been arrested, where there is a extrajudicial killing either by police or by DSS. And Nigerian government on its own do not do the needful by investigating and bringing the culprits to book. What we are saying generally is that Nigerian government is an issue here. They are the cause why the polity is being heated up. They are unnecessarily hitting on the polity because there is nothing wrong in anyone protesting.
If Buhari eventually leaves office, what is his legacy? What is Buhari's legacy if he eventually leaves office?
I think the only legacy is he's going to leave behind a polarized Nigeria, a Nigeria that is divided, a Nigeria that unanimously turned against the Fulani ethnicity because of the way he has managed the affairs of this country.
Because if you look at the way it stands today, it is no longer a news that nobody wants to see Fulani in his neighborhood. And it's as a result of injustice from the federal government. Because if a Fulani man, an Igbo man, an Hausa man, a Yoruba man commits a crime, what behove on you as the police is to arrest the culprit, try that person according to the extant law, and let the court make a pronouncement. But unfortunately, what we see in Nigeria is Fulani will do things and they will go away with it, unchallenged. Only recently, we saw an attack in Igongo, in Ibarapa North local government area of Oyo State. Yes. Recently, Gani Adams raised an issue that the presidency have not even deemed it fit to condemn the attack. There is a systematic genocide in Benue State, even as we speak. It's not addressed. So, because the president's language, body language, shows that he's supporting the headers, he's making the headers to operate with impunity. Only recently, against all odds, Mr. President have come out openly to say he is supporting open grazing. Open grazing that is outdated. You are asking Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation, to ensure that they recover grazing routes. Grazing routes have been encroached, and you and I know that going by Land Use Act of 1987, the purview of who control land in a state rests with the governor. And if you are looking at freedom of movement, you cannot leverage on freedom of movement to say that man who is nearing cattle have the same freedom to move cattle from Ogun State to Lagos State, from Lagos to Ibadan, from Ibadan to Edo, as the case may be. Because the freedom of movement you have as a human being do not extend to you moving along with the cattle. And by our standard, the governor have right to say, in my state, I do not want open grazing. So Mr. President needs to realize and understand that in this 21st century, it's no longer fashionable to go about open grazing. He should realize that the way to go is ranching. He should realize that when you want to go about ranching, people who are doing it as their business should go and seek credit facility from financial institutions to do the ranching. And if they know they do not have the financial capacity, they should approach perhaps banks or approach government to build it. And when government build, the headers should leverage on it and pay rent to the government. So what we are seeing in Nigeria is a situation where an ethnic group is being elevated above other ethnic group, and a situation where some person has been rated as first-class citizen. So if Buhari leaves today, he's going to leave behind a polarized Nigeria, okay. A Nigeria that the incoming president will take time and labor to rebuild.
In the next 2 minutes, 28 years of democracy, what are we practicing as a country?
According to Vela, it's a demonstration of grace. What you see in Nigeria is purely demonstration of grace. Because all the basic tenets of democracy is not obtainable here. Why can somebody who is in his right senses tell you that you do not have right to protest? Who mobilize all the arsenal in the armory against you because you want to carry out peaceful protest that is guaranteed by the constitution. So democracy in Nigeria is just purely demonstration of grace. And what we see in Nigeria is the rule of one man, not rule of law. Because if you operate rule of law and I have right to protest, a Buhari have right to be the president of Nigeria, the constitution gives the Buhari right to be the president of Nigeria, gives me right to protest. Why should a Buhari now infringe into my right to say police should come and barricade the road, disperse protesters? Why should a commissioner of police, IG of police, order his men to stop protesters who are going about protest peacefully? So what you see in Nigeria is not the rule of law, it's rule of one man. We in Nigeria, we are not practicing democracy. It's demonstration of grace, like Fela said.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Sunday. Okay. Okay. Sunday, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning, everyone.
You are getting set for Ojota.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are getting set for Ojota protest.
Yeah, we are getting set for it.
You are wearing black and black.
I'll go now. You know,
And
say it's
peace.
our own. Now peace will come. We no come in quarrel. But
The IG of police has said nobody should come out.
Oh, that is on their own. We they come out. See, a time will come. A time will come. Eh? A time will come that gun, all of them carry, will turn to water in their hand. What are they celebrating when Nigeria say June 12th? They change it to June. They change it to June 12th. June 12th, this is democracy. There's nothing like democracy.
Demo what?
Democracy, crisis.
Okay.
No crisis. Democracy, no, even democracy, everything, crisis, they there. My brother, that is why from day one, I never liked those people in power. Why are they afraid of protest? Protest is fundamental human right. You everybody in different country, they protest. But when it comes to Nigeria own, it will be an issue. You understand? And this is not what we expect. We don't expect it from this our government by this time. They're supposed to protect the people. They're supposed to fight for the people, not to stand against the people. That is why you see that you are seeing many agitation in different places, agitation. You don't understand? You are seeing many agitation. Everybody say I want to go because the president has turned himself to be one president for one particular group. That is who? The Fulani people. And which is not supposed to be so. You hear me? It's not supposed to be like that. They should have make a situation that they will bring out what? That's why Jonathan says something. There are those people that are clamoring for change. They have not changed themselves. What is seen in them is bitterness. And that's the bitterness to Tinubu or Buhari or Nine they carry to come fight the youth. Me, I don't want to talk too much. But when they kill tire, you understand? Where they fight tire, they will rest. But this is a youth that have brain, that know what they are doing. Opposite they ban Twitter, the only app they are using to retweet everything that is happening. Both the one that DSS attacked them in Lekki, attacked them in Abuja, even Ojotana, they are still attacking people that gather. They play who want to go. They are pointing fingers at everybody. Is there democracy? I be democracy. We don't have a government. That is one thing. We don't have government at all. The government are dictatorship. They want to damage every human right. You understand? They want to damage every human right we have in this country. And which I advise the youth that they should never allow it to happen. If they start, nobody will die. They fight Biafra war. Buhari is there. Everybody die. My brother, you are saying that people are just afraid that I don't want to die, I don't want to do this thing. Other than I die. Even though you know join protest, where they no shoot. You people they work out for a motor, they kill them. Then they get accident, then they die. Then they sleep, they know they wake up. Okay, how do they talk now? They born pikin today, the pikin go sit die na die.
What is the legacy that Buhari has?
He have not learned anything. He has led enmity between the Hausa and the Igbo and the Yoruba. The Fulani people. Because you cannot see Fulani now and take it like your brother anymore. Because Buhari have given them such power. That's why Buhari will still come on a national TV and be talking about open grazing. You understand? Be talking about open grazing. That is the right thing to do because he's among them. That's why he say if he finish the presidency, he's going back to train the cow and doing farm because he's the one supporting them. Where Inna the Kanu say they no believe. But look at it now. You see, Amabi, that is the thing that is happening now like this. And they know, my brother, I don't have too much to say. God will bless everybody. When we come on Monday, any outcome, we go hear them. But none of us will not lose our life. Thank you, everyone. I love you.
Thank you very much. I want to say something. Come on. Good morning.
Yeah,
your name, sir?
Mr. Joshua.
Honorable Joshua.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We have been talking so much today.
Yeah.
How do you look at democracy 28 years ago? How have we fared democracy?
Well, democracy, me and you know that there's nothing like democracy in Nigeria. Me and you know, even from 28 years till now, nothing like democracy. All what we are just saying is abject and absolute dictatorship. That's what we are saying. There's no difference between Abacha time, Babangida time, even so-called Obasanjo is watching to see now. There's no difference between how they led the government and now. The only thing that they changed is only that they went and pulled off their uniform and start wearing agbada, just as Fela said, animal they wear agbada. That is what is playing out today. It's still same them ruling. See them that were in the military set, they came back again and start indoctrinating that military dictatorship on us and bringing it all in the name of democracy. Nothing like democracy in Nigeria. And that is what we want to demonstrate today. If we are living in Nigeria as a democratic nation, or we are living in Nigeria as a dictatorship nation, that is what we want them to come out and tell us today. And that's what we are clamoring for.
The IGP has said, if you come out at your own risk.
We all know the game they are playing. They are all scared right now because there are different tip points. All the leaders, both the political leaders and the Nigerian professional. Why are they not coming out to talk? That's what I don't understand.
The activists.
They are not coming out to talk, to meet with the grassroots. And that is what I don't understand. And them, they know that we, the grassroots, Nigeria are not illiterate. We understand the game they are playing. We know the big game they are playing. So that's why they are scared right now. They don't want people to come together. So they say, me and you, we should protect, we should be politically correct. This PC, that's what I don't understand. That we should protect our feeling. I should not express how I feel again. That's what I don't understand. They should come and tell us how we should start expressing our feeling. Just of recent, they stopped Twitter. Why did they stop Twitter? Because the youth are using it to abuse them. Because of their bad governments in power. They are abusing their power. So the youth are using it to abuse them, to insult them. So you have to affect them first before it concerns them. That is the game they play. So I don't know what the IG is saying. Maybe it's comfortable the way Nigeria is because Buhari has increased their security vote in police. Because Buhari came out yesterday and said he has increased their salary. That's why he's confident to come out. Although I don't blame him because he's acting to instruction by the political elite.
With all this happening,
yes.
What do you advise youths that want to come out and protest today?
Well, our advice to Nigeria is that, and including the youth and the grassroots, is that we should see our freedom in the emancipation of the many. That is, you should see Igbo as your brother, Yoruba as your brother, the South as your brother, and we should come together just in unison. We should see our freedom in emancipation of the many, not for your selfish interest, because that is what our former political elites, that is the nation they've created for us today. So let us not copy what they've done in the past. Let us see our freedom in emancipation of the many, of the people, to see how we can come together. Just look at the UAE, the Arabs. They are always together. They are always together. And that is why you see things moving. That's why you see the future. They don't believe in the modernization, the what we call modernization. Modernization simply means you bringing the what the UK have to your country. No, they don't believe in that. That's why they are enemy to the US and enemy to the UK. They don't know that they did anything wrong. No. And today again, the war terrorist is going to the war. Tourists is in Dubai. Me and you know that, and Qatar. People go there for leisure. They are no more going to the UK, to US, because it's thing of the past. There's nothing new there again. The future is there. That's the kind of nation I want Nigeria to create. Let us come together. Let's see our freedom in emancipation of the many, of the people. Okay. And that's how we can see. That's how we can express our spirituality again. That's why we can see this nation again, moving again.
So, maybe one Nigeria.
Yes, one Nigeria, oneness.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Wonderful one. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I love your wonderful work.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate everyone that have spoken today. Right now, we have the policemen and the security forces all around this area. We see they are trying to show that they are around. You see, they move here and there in their troops, and they are trying to repel any form of protest in this place. But however, we have updates on protests in Ibadan. There is peaceful protest going on at Mokola Bridge in Ibadan. In Abuja, protesters were dispersed by the police. In Edo State, protest is going on. And also, some parts of Lagos, we have protests going on. But here in Ogba, we have silence in Ogba. However, they are arresting people also. They are arresting protesters in this city. They are arresting protesters in the city of Lagos. And we hope that towards the afternoon we'll get reports on the protests going on in Nigeria. You can also look at other areas as many have subscribed to Flip TV. We are going to be doing stories on the protest today. So stay tuned on the channel and also watch out for more news information. I'm Christian Chuku, and thank God for today. Thank God for the reviewers this morning. They have done justice to the newspaper headlines. However, a big thank you to the man behind the camera, Bori, Oluwa Bori. A big thank you to you, and also Boss Flip TV, Biodun Kukoliwe. Bye for now till Monday.